All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, a.k.a. ToeTagginTambo, and we're back. Round 2 edition Showdown show here for the U.S. Open. Going a little bit early, so we're on time this week. Got Hoopster back with me. That's the good sign. Other thing is, tournament's not quite, or round 1, I should say, is not quite over, but the later it goes, the more we're going to be going late into the night. Want to get you guys something as early as possible. We're still going to break it down. We're going to look at the weather tomorrow, talk through a little bit what we saw today with this course, go through some of the scoring, check the stats like we always do. So do us a favor. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit the subscribe to the Mayo Media Network, and I'll throw the link in shortly. We've been building up our YouTube over at the SHIPIT Nation. Obviously, it's the SHIPIT Nation collaboration, so we got to get you guys over there as well, subscribing. But Hoop, I'll bring you in, man. First day, what's your initial thoughts? Twitter's blowing up. It's the John Deere Classic. It's playing too easy. Course records, all this stuff. Who knows what some of these other guys are going to do. DJ's up to 5 under now. It looks like through 14. Yeah. Harmon's 5 under through 13. Rory right there with them. So give me your first thoughts on this course, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, pretty disappointed, I'd say. I mean, anytime you come to a U.S. Open, you expect the conditions to be difficult. 8 under, not even possible. Multiple guys, 6, 5, 4 under, like not possible. These guys that are on their game are absolutely crushing this course. There are, like we talked about before, there are some guys that have been playing well that, did not play well today. Hatton, Justin Rose, a lot of guys down there, but overall very disappointed. Everyone said, the course is just going to be so great. Like, I have not been impressed at all. These guys are able to put it way, way out there. Obviously some of the rough, some difficult shots in the rough, but overall, very disappointed in the course layout and very disappointed in the fact that they let 2 guys, maybe more, get to 8 under. So, not the greatest day one, I'd say, in my eyes.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, I like the course. I'm opposite of you on that. I think the course is great.
I just don't see it. Like, what do you like about it? I'm curious.
I like the layout of it. I like the setup. I think it is unique. I just think that people forget. We've seen this in the past, and sometimes it works out just a perfect finish. But they're going to change it up tomorrow. It's going to get harder. I know. I think today they were talking about watering it. I don't believe they did from my last look. It was like 5 hours ago or something when everything switched over. I think they decided against it, and it still has not stopped these guys, but it means tomorrow, definitely not. And then the sense of just, maybe harder pin placements, setting it up differently off the tee. I know they talked about that coming in. So either way, I definitely don't mind it. We got a lot of talk in the chat already, man. The Rose, Joanne's always here for us. Love the support, Joanne. She says, Rose shit the bed today. He did, but again, the cut is 70% chance of +2, +1, whatever. If it is that easy, and if he goes out tomorrow and gets the job done, I definitely think it's fine. Also, the point of the setup, Hoop, is our guy Michael just said, they didn't let them get to this. They just played great. Yeah. The setup did what it did, but my point is,
no, I disagree. I gotta disagree with that statement right out of the gate. I mean, yes, if one guy does it, then yes. Okay. He went out there and got the job done. You have multiple guys that are going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 under.
You have 5 guys that are going to be 5 under or better.
Man,
and 2 of them.
I hate to rain on the parade, but man, it's like, it's never happened. It's never happened before. So okay. Obviously it's the setup. It's not.
I'm getting stomped on right now. Mayo just tweeted out, "Hey Tambo, Sam Bennett's actually good." People are all over.
I was on that train.
You are. I don't mind though. I don't mind. I play my way. They play theirs. You play yours. That's fine. But I'll say this: again, after these, what is it? 10, 12. There's 12 guys that are 3. Not even. There's 6 guys right now that are better than 3 under. That's the thing, right? Everyone's looking at this, but there's 9 or 10 guys that didn't do shit today. Even Rom Hovland, 1 under. Cam Smith currently 1 under, but then you go down below even, there's 9 or 10 guys that you're looking at that are over par. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I definitely think they're going to make it harder. That's one thing they'll want to see. They'll want to try and do their best. But let's look at the weather. Let's move on. Let's go into this show. It's going to be tougher because the way it's set up. I always hate from a content perspective when we have this broken up slate where it's kind of like you have to look off every different thing because we don't have anything up for round 2 full yet besides the DraftKings site itself. But tomorrow looks almost the same as today, Hoop. The wind actually does pick up even more tomorrow afternoon than today. Again, it didn't stop certain guys this afternoon, but just if you look at it tomorrow, temps are pretty similar across the board. I don't see any rain or anything overnight. 5, 6, 7 miles per hour in the morning, no gusts, same temp, same wind. And then around lunchtime, 10 to 13 with gusts of 15, 16, 17 there. So could play our strategy, man. I always talk about it, but this has been our round 2 special where we go into this one and we're just looking at it from the perspective of just play a bunch of guys in the morning and then roll it out from there. Well, what are your thoughts on strategy for tomorrow? Because there's a lot of the guys, well, at least the 2 up top, Ricky and Xander, that are going to be playing in the afternoon tomorrow. Scheffler, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, clearly they're going to make it more difficult tomorrow. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they're not going to allow the scoring to go on all weekend. They're going to do everything in their power to make it more difficult. Not watering it and letting it dry out would definitely be, top of the list, I'm assuming. That would mean definite advantage to guys going out in the AM tomorrow. And we typically like that anyway. We've always kind of advocated for that on these showdown slates. A lot of factors that lead me to liking the AM guys more than the PM guys going into round 2. So that will be not a deciding factor for me, but definitely one if I'm, it's not an all-in situation, I guess I should say. Right. But I am going to lean the morning guys. And, yeah, the wind looks like it does pick up a little bit more in the afternoon. So everything kind of leads me to, advantage AM guys, not like all-in, we're fading afternoon, though.
Yeah, I just like it anyway. I talked about it on the main slate. I have some great lineups right now that are in good shape because of that. The PM-AM setup, because I missed that, automatically dodged the bullet of some of these guys that are down the board right now, the Justin Rose spots and things like that. So setting it up in sets, had it in the slate plan over at SHIPITNation.com, which I want to remind you now, if you're here, this is finally the true last call. So your last chance to get in on the Founding Family offer, which gives you up to over $10,000 that we're going to do in giveaways. It's going to have half-price merch. There's going to be separate contests and giveaways over the football season for tickets and things like that you'll be in on. We've already given away a ton. But if you guys were, I said it today, stop the procrastination and get over to Ship It Nation, even though it rhymes the same thing. The point is, people do procrastinate, Hoop. They wait to the last minute. They say, I'm going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what I'm going to do. If you want to get on board with us, and a lot of people joined today so far, it's been incredible and appreciate all the support, but this is your last chance to get in on that. The benefit of that is, very simply, is the number will only stay the same or get smaller in the future. So anybody who's in on the Founding Family, it's noted in the Discord for certain contests and things like that, the ticket giveaways, the money, all of that. That's going to be a setup where if so many people have it and then some fall off or cancel or move on, that number is only going to get smaller. Whoever stays with us, those odds are going to increase for them. And there's going to be some cool stuff that we do with it in the future as well. So ShipItNation.com, check it out. You can join today. It's going out at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So ShipItNation.com, check it out. Back to the business though, Hoop. Talk to me here. This price range. We'll start up top, I guess. You got Scheffler down to Spieth. And I'll try and help you wade through it. Again, the chat's already talking about it. Like Brooks is going out in the morning, but playing bad right now. Kind of. He's one over, but like the chat says, he could be even worse. Certain guys, Cantlay, same situation. Versus, and Rory gets to double down. He's going to continue to move on in this round. We'll keep an eye on it as we go through, but then he's going to go through it there. So just trying to tie the leaderboard to the pricing here. What are you doing with some of these guys up top?
Yeah, so, Scheffler just going to keep playing him. I mean, I think he's the best player in the world. We've talked about it every show that we've done for the most part here. And he didn't disappoint today and actually finally got the putter going. 3 under is going to end up being a solid score today. He's definitely going to be in contention. I know he's playing in the afternoon. Again, it's not an all-in AM guy situation tomorrow. I will definitely have a lot of Scheffler. I'm going to have Rahm. And then I can easily fade bro. I don't care. I know he's had this success at these majors and whatnot. He's just not a 10.7K guy to me. He's just not. I faded him on the main slate. so far it's worked out. I mean, it could come back and bite me, but to me, he's not a 10-7 guy. Cantlay, I've watched a little bit of his round. He's just had nothing going. And I know he's going to go in the morning tomorrow. I played him on the main slate. I think I was right around even with the field. That's good enough. I can move on from that. So, 10K and above, it's definitely Scheffler, Rahm. I think they're just way better than Koepka and Cantlay. And then you come down, in the 9Ks, definitely Rory at 9.8. I mean, we did it's funny how things come full circle. We did the first look on Monday. I said, no way I'm playing this guy, blah, blah, blah. We do the show on Wednesday. Hey, hoop is reverse course. I'm on Rory. Now, like, my best lineups have Rory in them so far. I know it's just day one, but all my best lineups have Rory, and I'll be rooting for him. 9.8's a good price tag. He's looked great, man. He's been very steady. I've watched most of his shots so far today. Haven't seen the last couple holes, but he looks pretty dialed in. I mean, he really does look dialed in. So in on him. My pick to win this week was Xander. If you followed the tiers chart over at SHIPIT Nation, I picked Xander. So far, so good. 8 under. A lot of golf to be played. Definitely a lot of golf to be played, but so far, so good. I got to stick with my guy. I mean, he phenomenal today, obviously, at that 8 under number. Homa, he was fine today. I'll stay off of him. I will get back on Cam Smith. And then Jordan Spieth. Got a lot of him on the main slate. I might play him a little bit here, but the putter's a disaster. I mean, just a freaking disaster with him. So Scheffler, Rahm, Rory, Xander, my favorite 4, 9K and above.
Yeah, Doc in the chat, probably right. Rory and DJ are going to be like 75% out, not that high, but they're going to be up there for sure tomorrow. There's just no doubt. And obviously them going out in the morning, even people that aren't playing any type of advantage or wave or anything or pushing for that angle are still going to be interested. Michael, that is true. I'm not advocating for him on this slate, but think a lot of people are hoping for him on the main slate to find a way to get through, battle back, and get there. You're doing just fine. I looked at the top of the Million Maker right now. You're doing
I know, but my main team, it's so tilting because I have Ricky and Xander on my main team, but they're paired with Rose and Hatton.
Also, the thing on Ricky Xander, Ricky for sure. If this is accurate, it might be gained out like 5 strokes with the putter. I was watching it. I just am now looking at the stats because it's kind of the setup. Like I said, I'm having to go through it of what we're used to. But just a note, going this, people were talking about it. So Brooks right now, 40-1. Get your bets in. If you want Brooks to come back and win this thing, 40-1.
I'll book it. If anyone that wants it, I'll book it. Hit me.
You'll book it? Okay. Yeah. Wow. Cantlay 100. Any interest in that? Cantlay 100?
Book those two. They're dead. They're
okay,
dead.
What about now? What about this? Sam Bennett 100. They told me he's winning.
In. I'm not booking that one. In.
All right. Sam Bennett it is. So DJ's the other one too. So DJ, just looking at it now, it shows him losing a stroke almost with the putter, and he's still dialed. So DJ is going to be very heavily owned tomorrow. His price actually is the exact same. I think he was 8,300 on the main slate. He's 8,300 in round 2. So back to our guy, Doc. Don't know what Rory's going to be at because he's there too. He actually went down $100 somehow. I don't know how this pricing gets made up. So that's why Doc said that. But I was just trying to see one more guy. What did our other guy go to that we were DJ? DJ's up to Scotty Scheffler's original number, but somehow Scotty is still 650. So Scotty got better even with that. Rory, another birdie. They're keeping us updated in the chat, which is nice.
Let's go, baby. Love to hear that.
Real quick, I'll give my strategy up on the top 9K and up just so we can move on. But because you hit on a bunch of names, we talked through the strategy and some of that. But I'll definitely continue to attack the same way I always do. And what's been working, and I've talked about it plenty of times in the past, is play these guys in the morning. Let yourself get 1 or 2 of these top dogs, and it doesn't have to be top price. People confuse this. When we get down to the 8K range, there's going to be guys that play in the afternoon that I think are just fine that you could play. But to me, it's guys that you could see battling through. And what that does, Hoop, is instead of trying to pick the 7K or 6K random in the afternoon when it could be tougher, should be the hardest, fastest, firmest course we've seen yet so far, especially if they don't water it again tomorrow. From what I understand from today, they didn't at the halfway point. Unlikely tomorrow. Harder pins most likely. And then on top of it, the fact that they have to grind through and make a cut in a major, definitely much tougher. So just in general, I think, if you're going with a guy like Scheffler or Rahm, no problem. Pound them in there. That's fine. Let those guys sift into your lineups. But for some of the other stuff, you got to look at it differently. And then you have to make a decision on Xander and Ricky when we get there. Real quick, Hoop, before I get us to this next range, Xander and Ricky, knowing that, okay, let me try and build this real quick. This is the fun part of this. If I go Xander, Ricky, and then I go DJ, wow, I think like you can actually build this lineup.
Yeah, you can play all the top guys at the
crazy,
leaderboard.
Man.
What
bad price? This is such bad.
So you got Xander, Ricky, DJ,
and
Rory,
and you have $7,200 left.
Yeah. I mean,
man. So the good news about it is it's good from a game theory perspective. Just can't be mad if you get absolutely punished, because these guys are at least some of these guys of these four are probably good plays. Like, again, anything could happen. It's golf. I'm not jamming them in together like this. Absolutely not. But I can see why people would, just because it is the pricing. It allows you to fit it. There's so many 2v2s that you can do at the end to make it unique. I get it, but man, that's just not how I play. So I might even set up a rule in an optimizer, like at most two of these guys or something, if you're doing it that way, and then probably underweight on most of them anyway. But what I was going to ask you first off, Hoop, before I had to see that, is we know Rory and DJ, because people are going to leech onto this and play guys in the morning, whether it's inside our bubble or out, they're already playing good. So casual players playing them, price is insane. And inside the bubble, people just know that in round twos of majors and harder courses, and when you see that wind like that, it's a good idea to play them. So what happens to Xander and Ricky, though? Because it's obvious with Rory and DJ. What about Xander and Ricky? Do people say like, oh, they made it all with their putter, we should get off them, they're never going to set, it's hard to back up a record round? Like, how do you see that one playing out?
I don't think a lot of people look at the statistics. I mean, I think we're in a little bubble. I mean, and I don't even really look at them, to be honest, but we're kind of in a little bubble when it comes to that. People are just looking at the leaderboard. People are just looking at the scores. So they're going to have a ton of ownership. There's just no way around it. No way around it. Especially, I actually wish DraftKings would take the scores off. But I guess, maybe it does work to the advantage for game theory stuff, because those people are going to be highly owned. So maybe I don't wish that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. Yeah,
it's easier to predict like own, especially going into round 4. Like, for sure who's going to be the highly owned guys based on the scores. So yeah, those guys definitely going to get a ton of ownership. And then, I guess the nice thing is, though, you really don't need to worry about anything else outside of that. The guys at the top of the leaderboard, Scheffler, Rahm probably, and then everyone else is fine to go. There's no way the rest get ownership.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You did make a good point, though, is that just obviously the people that are just clicking the button, see 100K up top, put their $20, enter it. Who's at the top of the board? Let's roll with it. Get him there. Ike says it. Yeah, the fish food. You want him there? A little bit.
Yeah. I reversed course. As soon as I started making that point, I said, yeah, actually, that probably is a good thing.
Ike's got too much downside of me in his life. Fish food and shark slams. He's already calling it out. So we can move on. Let's go to this next range. Up top, I'm with you. Like I said, that's sort of the same plan. I don't need to repeat it. What you mentioned, I'm fine letting Scheffler, Rahm slip in. I'm fine playing the guys in the morning that we can go back to. Like, if you're playing all AM guys or a majority, getting the Koepkas, Cantlays, I don't mind as much, because I'm going to separate somewhere else. But, not play all those guys in the same lineup. Focus on that strategy that's more direct than people just clicking buttons and putting names in. But what are we doing here in this next range? Let's drop down to, you didn't mention, what about Spieth or Cam Smith? I missed that part if you did.
I'm good with Cam Smith. Like, I played him on the main some, probably right about the field. But with Spieth, I don't know. You know what? I probably could play Spieth in the morning, and I just looked at the 8K range and makes me kind of want to throw up. So I think I might have to play a guy like Spieth. Just can't putt, man. He just sucks at putting. He's missed a bunch today. Yeah, maybe I'll play him just because this 8K range is a disaster for me.
Birdie free so far. So not a good day for Spieth. Yeah. Also, what did you think of that Cam Smith ownership? Came out of nowhere. It was, people.
Cam Smith and Thigala. You called it, though. You called it.
Somebody put me on that. Somebody in the chat yesterday put it on. It just reminded me. But Thigala had already done that.
Why, though? Why? Why did people get on him?
Swagger. Really? People love this guy, man. You watch him. He walks, he saunters around like he owns the place. He's so good. He makes birdie, bogey. It's like, I know it's up and down, but it's just fun to watch. He's a good guy, man. Like, you just love cheering for Sahith. So I think people just naturally gravitate to it. So we'll see.
Justin, I have so many awesome 5 to 6 right now. That's a majority of people, because I just saw like this. The 6 to 6 is like, it is tiny number right now. The 6 to 6s. So you're in the company of almost every single user on DraftKings right now.
And again, it'll all change up tomorrow, because a lot of the guys are sitting +2, +3 in that range. Yes, Justin Rose is the one outlier, but for the most part. Even like a Jason Day, I think he's +4 or whatever. Little things like that you can find your way back from. It's not the worst. +3 for Jason Day. I think it was Scott was 3, missed a short one at the end that could have got him to shoot a 72. Reed had a horrible day on approach, and he's still only 2 over. So guys like that are all into the mix. Gary Woodland, even like all those guys that people were playing there that you could find them. The chat's talking about Wyndham Clark. Wyndham must have just made another, did he?
Yeah, he's 6 under now. Yeah,
he made a bogey actually, but he's still. Oh, is he 6?
Yeah, since we've been on, he went down to 5, then back up to 6. I think bogey birdie somewhere there.
He must be done. Yeah, 6 under on the round. So
yeah.
Nice. And DJ is what now? 6 under. He's going 6 for a streak, whatever this next hole is. I don't know where he's at on the course, but yeah. So
he's actually, he's
Justin's got us. He said Wyndham just birdied the last hole. This is the kind of nice part about this. I kind of like the show. If we have to do it a little bit earlier, you can have people in the chat just let you know what's going on and see where they're at. I got DJ right now.
He's at the par 5, so he just parred. So he's got par 5, and then the
middle of the fairway, 232 yards in. So we'll see what DJ does there, but he should. Let's go to this next range though. You were just talking about how the 8K not that impressive, but is there anybody here that stands out? I mean, the scores obviously aren't impressive for very many of them. Finau's all right, but Morikawa played okay, I guess. But especially for the injury talks, I guess is what I'm saying. But for in general, +1 for him. His approach game was pretty dialed, so just didn't make any putts. But anybody in this 8K range you like?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got me on Finau for the main. Obviously, he's looking pretty good so far. 2 under, solid score. That's 15. So I'm fine going to him. A guy like DJ, I mean, you don't want to chase these rounds, but I feel like if you were on him on the main slate, I don't know if it's necessarily chasing. You're almost doubling down. So I did play him on the main slate quite a bit. I'm fine going back to him. I mean, he's probably going to finish here at 6 or 7 under. He's going to be owned at 8-3 quite a bit, but again, it's how you build. I use this example all the time because I think it's very important, not only for golf but other DFS sports. And it's a point that you've made over and over again. It's not who you play; it's how you play them. So if you're going to play Dustin Johnson tomorrow, don't play him with Ricky Fowler and Xander Schauffele. That combination, that trio is going to be very popular. If you're going to play a guy like if you're going to play DJ and Xander tomorrow, let's say those are your guys. Well, you need to look to random people, Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth, just to use some examples of guys that we've already talked about in the previous range. You got to pair them with low-owned guys. You can't pair them with all the high-owned guys. So I'm fine playing DJ, but you be careful how you use them. The rest of this range, though, I'm just done. Like Hatton, loved him on the main slate. If he turns it around tomorrow, that'll be great for my main teams. But I'm not doubling down. Morikawa, no thanks. No, I passed on Fitzpatrick. I passed on Matsuyama. Passed on DJ, off of him, obviously. And then Rose and Fleetwood. I mean, if they play good tomorrow, it's good for my main teams, but probably not going to play them here round 2. So it's a very clear range for me. Probably more stars and scrubs approach, avoiding this range. But, I'll have some DJ, but you got to be careful how you build the teams with him. And then Finau, good with him. He's a guy that could maybe, despite playing pretty well today, go a little overlooked. A lot of people are just going to go to those guys that are like 5, 6, 7 under. He's sitting there right now at 2. Assuming he finishes somewhere in that range, he could go a little overlooked. So I do like him quite a bit.
And it's Groundhog Day. We're going back to it. My guy, Benet, in the chat says, Fitzy, here's the thing. Always look for these angles, and this is what I'm finding. Approach was actually very dialed. He'll show up in the stats that he lost on approach, lost over a stroke, almost 2 full strokes between 2 different holes on 7 and on 15.
Last time he said this, he went off, so I might have to reconsider.
That's what I mean. You got to reconsider, because here's the thing. On top of that, still made 3 birdies, still 2 holes to play. So we'll see what he does with those, and left all 3 of the par 5s out there, 2 bogeys and a par, which is probably pretty tough to do when you think about, again, the course for how it's playing. If you just play some good golf, and some of these other shots, especially on this back 9 before 15, he was not bad, but it's like 2 holes or 3 holes where he lost over 2 strokes on approach, left all the par 5s out there, still made 3 birdies with 2 holes to play. So I'm okay with going back to Fitzy. I like your call there on Finau. I don't know about the rest. JT, man, this is the other thing. I got to go look him up, because when people are pronouncing him dead again after the first hole, he put it to like 5 feet. he missed it, and everyone's like, he's still dead. And I'm like, yeah, he missed a 5-footer, but you got to give him some praise for putting it to 5 feet as well. His approach was dialed on that hole, but
that's what we talked about though yesterday. Like he needed to fix so many parts of his game to contend here. Like so many, but he's already bad at putting. The approach game had fallen off. Like everything was not working properly. So it's just too many things to repair. I mean, what did he end up being owned? I didn't see.
Chad will probably know.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
It wasn't crazy, but it was some. I mean, he did get something by just name recognition for sure. But man, it's a mess right now for him.
Yeah. Homa lingering. Do we talk?
Our boy Landa. What's going on, buddy? Glad to see you over here. And yes, it is. It's not the Costco box wine, but it is wine from Costco. So yeah.
All right. So JT, someone just wanted to bring him up, but yeah, he ended up being 3 over. He's a guy, though, same thing, left the par 5s out there, made a couple birdies, nothing special. Might have been the pink pants. I don't know that he needs to switch up.
Dude, if you're golfing like shit, like the last thing you should show up to the course wearing is pink pants. I'm sorry.
He's trying to deflect.
Well, he should have just stuck with like the basic colors, like black, gray, white. Like you don't want to draw any more attention to your game that's in shambles right now.
You know who else I want to play tomorrow? I want to play Sungjae. Go back to the well. 1 over.
I know you. Shocker.
Yeah, this guy's good. Yeah, Romeo knows. He said in the chat right here, I have a feeling Tambo's going to bring him that luck. Yeah. So I like that call. I like Sungjae. I want to check in on Lowry too. Also, I heard you say that you're going to go back to, you're going to double down on some guys. And the chat knows I was making fun of you last week. And when you didn't show up, I said, I got to make fun of my guy Hoop for a minute. He always says, oh, I got enough of this guy on the main slate. Don't need him here. And I'm like, I just double down or go again. Whatever. I just treated the whole new slate. I've got you converted now to just being able to say, you know what? Sometimes you just got to play that guy more and just pound it in there and see what you can do. So Lowry,
it's usually the shitty ones that I don't want anymore. The ones that are playing like crap.
Shane Lowry was another guy. I thought he started out okay. Then it looks like he just did nothing after that. So he was another one in this range I was looking at. And then Jason Day, he's at 7,900. We go to the next range anyway. Hoop, you can take it 7,900 and down. Jason Day 3 over. Really didn't have much going on for him, but it really looked from watching him, it was just with the putter mostly, but in general, not someone I love for tomorrow. So we'll see how it shakes out. Bryson 3 under is there. Yeah. You've got Thigala, it's 2 over. Sam Burns made the hole in one of the hole in ones. He's 2 under. Patrick Reed 2 over. Wyndham Clark still just closed out at 6 under. What are you doing in the 7,500 to 79 range?
Yeah, I mean, Ricky at the top, same situation as DJ. If you play him, make sure you are cautious about how you build those teams. You don't want too many of those guys towards the top of the leaderboard. Bryson, yeah, fine going back to him. I played him a decent chunk on the main slate. No to Jason Day for sure. Cameron Young, I mean, another price break here, all the way down to 7.8K. He's 1 over today. I think I could go back to him. I mean, one under is making the cut or 1 over is making the cut as of now. I mean, I'm fine going back to him. Adam Scott, he battled at the end. I think he was like 5 over at one point, battled back to like 2 over. Good with that. Thigala, we talk about him on this show quite a bit. Really good showdown type play. You can rack up a lot of birdies. Burns, I think I told you a couple weeks ago, it's just there's something that bothers me about the guy, like just looking at him. So I got to just keep fading him. Got the hole in one today. No. Reed's another guy that battled. I mean, he was all the way down there, got back. I mean, the front 9 is playing way easier. I think it's like somewhere between 1 to 2 strokes easier on the front 9. So I think he's a guy that played the back 9 first, went way down to like 5 over, then battled back. So in on him. Wyndham Clark, he's another guy you got to be cautious about if you play. 6 under now. I liked him. We talked about him on the show yesterday. We both were pretty much in lockstep of liking him. I'm going to stay with him, but again, like one of those guys you need to be cautious about. Keegan, I think's in play here. Mito is one guy. His ownership did surprise me on the main side. He was up there quite a bit. 1 over. I'm fine just not going to him. And then Neiman. He's a guy that could be a little bit overlooked tomorrow. 7.5K, shot 2 under today, tied for 15th. I have some interest. So, not a ton in the 8K range, but when we get down to the 7s, I like a lot of these guys, and they just naturally are going to fit my builds.
Yeah, the chat wants to look at a couple guys, so I'll pull them up here. Keith Mitchell, 1 under so far. Pretty solid day. Left 2 of the par 5s out there, and he's on one right now, so I can see what he's up to. Cam Young just bogeyed, by the way, so he dropped back to +2. But the rest of the day, the stuff does look pretty good when you bring him up. Like you said, sort of a price play there at 8,000. You knew what you were getting into and taking the shot. What did we say Keith Mitchell was at? 3 under?
I didn't see Mitchell. Yeah, it says 1 under here. I don't know how long ago that was. Yeah, Mitchell's 1 under.
Yeah, so frustrating finding it. So Mitchell's 1 under. Let's see here. So he's got a 13-footer for birdie on the second last hole, so he can keep it going. Yeah, I don't mind him. Like, again, he looks fine. If he misses this birdie putt and just makes par, it's really just a double bogey on hole 17 that hurt him. The rest was very solid across the board, made 3 birdies and left all the par 5s out there. So he's a guy that I would have interest in as well. The chat's still talking about it, banging the table on this. I mean, I hope this doesn't end well. Not for against my buddy Pat. We love Pat. We're on his channel. He's my boy. I'm saying that, like, this guy, he's my Sam Burns. Yours is Sam Bennett. Mine is Sammy. Yeah. Yours is Sam Burns. Mine's Sam Bennett. So a couple Sammy B's. I don't know. This is just when this guy was, taking his sweet ass time, and it dated right back to the AM when he was playing in the USM. It was like he just was the same way. He was doing club twirls on shit that wasn't even something. Like, man, I don't know. Maybe it's just that, but definitely talented. I won't take that away from him. It's just not my favorite thing. And again, in this field, there was a bunch of guys that I could have made cases for in that upper 6K range. And if people remember, you could talk about banging the drum for this guy. We'll see how the week actually shakes out. Every single show I was on, about 4 different shows, I said Kuchar and I said Harman. And Kuchar's not doing well at +2, but Harman, 6 under himself. Yeah. So let's see who comes through with Harman or Sam Bennett, because that's the guy I said, if you're playing someone there and you want some grinders, I like some other guys like Kitayama who didn't come through. Somebody said that he's 5 over. It's not good, but like you took that guy over Sam Bennett. Yes. I took the 89 winner that just crushed at the PGA Championship. That was $300 more. That is who I chose to take. Yes. So very talented kid, Sam Bennett.
I'm in with guys. Yeah, I'm in with Bennett for sure.
You love him. You love him.
Yes.
That's okay. Tell me who you love in this next range. Let's go this lower 7K range. Pick through it. Again, I'm not naming everybody here doing this. I'm kind of having some fun with it and just going through. But in general, you guys know my strategy for tomorrow. I'm playing these AM guys. Any of the guys I talked through, like the ones I mentioned, the Fitzies, all those. Benet says this one too. I can't pull it up. It just popped up. Our guy, we need Henley tomorrow. This guy just made par. He's +1, man. He's battled for us. This back nine has been strong. Couple birdies. +1. He's fine. He's inside the cut line right now. And 7,100 on the main. He was the guy, like I said on the show yesterday. Again, we'll see how it plays out. But he was looking good on the original setup. But if you put it to more of like a ball striking, things like that, let's go ahead. And James Thomas, man, Cust ain't going to do nothing for you, man. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's one day. Like, he's so right about the week. Everyone's low scoring. There's 6 guys or 7 guys above 3 under. After that, there's nothing else. We've seen plenty of U.S. Opens where that happens, and then it comes back from there, or where the winning score on Friday's top score ends up being the winning score. Like, it's just all how it goes over the weekend. These places do get tougher, and we'll see how it goes. But so far, definitely been easy on day one for those couple of guys that played extremely well and made a lot of putts. So way it goes. What are you doing here in this bottom range, though, Hoop? Anything you got here?
I'll go back to Henley. Played him on the main. Need him to make a little bit of a run. Woodland had some moments today. My guy Eric Cole just continues to play well. 1 under. I like him for sure. Keith Mitchell, man, I mean, maybe he is more of like a showdown type guy for us, or at least for me, because main slate, it has not worked out for him, but I know he can make birdies. So I think he does make sense in showdown formats. Oh my gosh, your boy Noren is 3 under.
Yep. Wow. Someone did use that against the case that I just said, where they said, it's too easy when a guy like Noren can go 3 under.
And just for the record, I keep saying it's your boy. I think you've only recommended him like 1 week, but now he's your boy. Like you're
just automatically disperse him over to me, and I take ownership.
Tied to him. Yes, you're definitely
actually playing really well right now. He got the 2 under on the day. It looks like he bogeyed the last.
Okay. So, this isn't updated. But I'm not gonna play him. Patrick Rogers, 7-2. I know he was a play on the main slate. Definitely could go back there. But it drives up. I'm not playing Harmon. Like, I don't care. Like, definitely, I think he's a very, very easy fade. Not on Harmon. No way possible. Harris English, though. I will play some Harris English. I mean, he just randomly pops up and plays well. And, 3 under today. Putnam, 2 under, I think, is a play. My guy Carson Young was disappointing, though. I know we talked about him yesterday. So in this, Siwoo as well. Really like Siwoo. I mean, just kind of a ho-hum 3 under, just kind of went about his business, never really got into trouble anywhere. So
took
really
care
like
of the par
him.
fives too. He just birdied all 3 of the par fives.
Yeah, I think he's a strong option tomorrow. He went off early today, so maybe people kind of forget about him a little bit. Probably my favorite in this range. Him, Henley, Mitchell, Patrick Rogers, who are my guys down here? Harris English, and then Putnam are the guys I'm looking at in this range. Fading a lot of these guys though, for sure.
You just reminded me 2 weeks ago at the Memorial, Siwoo was I was the PHR king for round 2 and round 3. Siwoo cost me both of them. I came 26th and 13th, and he did absolutely nothing down the stretch both of those days. I just needed a couple birdies out of him. So he's a guy that I'll fit into those the 1 or 2 offs tomorrow and just play through it. Like you said, I definitely got to go back to him. He'll pay it off tomorrow, maybe for the 100K. That was for 20K and 50K. So maybe he'll pay off the big one for me. But Mitchell made another birdie. So we talked about that. I'm going to look up Sergio in a second. Someone asked about Putnam. You mentioned him. Putnam is another guy who just gained a bunch with the putter. Almost 3 strokes with the putter, did nothing else. It worries me a little bit, but the other guy you said, the chat, talking about Cole. Yes, Eric Cole did post another good round under par. Eric Cole did gain almost 3 strokes with the putter again, which is simply what we continue to see from him, I think. So Sergio, someone wanted to ask about too. Sergio Garcia, battled even par. I know he had a couple holes, 1, 2, 3. I remember watching it. There was 2 or 3 holes. He was just completely dialed and just planted it right down by the flag, get a little rollout or whatever. But he left. Looks like 2 of the par 5s out there, made 3 birdies, 3 bogeys, pretty even keel across the board. So wouldn't hate the Sergio call if we were looking at that guy. And then who's the other one that somebody mentioned there earlier? Woodland. I wanted to look up. I brought him up earlier, but I didn't go back and actually look in. He's another guy that seemed to battle. But, yeah, this is what I liked about him. So took care of 2 of the par 5s, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birdies on the day. And he had a stretch of 11 out of 12 holes where he was just solid on approach and just finding his way around. This is what he's done in the past. Obviously won a U.S. Open on the West Coast. So you can see how this sets up for Woodland. But what else do we got here? Denny. Did you talk about Denny?
No, where's he at? What's his price tag?
He's at 1 over and 73.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, he's been playing well. Yeah, I'm good with him.
Yeah, so he's
definitely good with him.
I like him too, actually. He's another guy that I was going to call out. He's got all 3 of the par 5s left out there, actually bogeyed one of them as well. Very solid on approach across the board. No major issues. So when I see that, that's somebody that I like. So we'll have to see it here. And then who's the other guy I mentioned? Kuchar. I brought him up earlier. He got to +2. Lost almost 2 strokes with the putter. Didn't make anything. 1 birdie. I don't know if he can do enough. But again, if it's going to play a little bit harder tomorrow too, again, maybe if he could take care of some of those or something like that, it would probably be, 3 under round or something for his price tag. I don't hate that. He's 7,200 tomorrow. Anybody else in this range you want to talk about? Nick Taylor, your boy? Speaking of your boy.
Can't. I got to be off a little bit. I mean, I had the goods last week, the absolute goods, and then somehow fade Nick Taylor. All my highest owned guys right behind Nick Taylor. It was painful. I'm taking a week off. I have to reassess my relationship with Nick Taylor. So
English was dialed. I know you said Harris English.
Yeah, interested there for sure. Yep.
Nick Taylor is even through 14, so he's got multiple holes. But man, he's playing good golf again. Yeah. You just look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holes on the front 9, solid on approach. 3, 4, 5, 4 of the first 5 on the back 9. He's definitely playing good golf. He's just not scoring yet. But I don't hate that. And this is a good point. Back to our guy, James Thomas. Imagine having to split a first-round leader bet at the U.S. Open when your guy gets to 8 under. Definitely a tough scene for that. What's our guy DJ doing? You could take us into the 6K range if you want. I'll pull up DJ.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to see.
Yeah, he made a birdie. He's 7 under now, so he's
no tee off on 9 yet, but he did make that birdie on.
Yeah, he'll be very popular.
Yeah, he's playing amazing right now, but
yeah. 6K range. My guy Ryan Fox gets the price decreased down to 6.9K. I mean, it's just the disrespect is incredible with Ryan Fox. Just keep playing him. Chris Kirk won over 6.8K. I think that's a very tasty price tag for him. Our guy Austin Eckroat 6.7K, kind of like that a little bit. Minwoo all the way down to 6.7K. It's showing 1 under here. I don't know if that's his exact score, but somewhere in that range. I like that a lot. I mean, 6.7K. He's the guy that can make birdies. Very interested there. Our guy Norman, even par today, 6.6K. I could definitely get behind that. And then a guy that's obviously going to be very, very popular, Bennett, 6.5K tomorrow. One of those guys, you need to be careful how you play him because he is the guy that everyone's going to come down here and play. 6.5K. Barjan, 6.4K. He was 3 under today. Could get behind that. Just looking for some names. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's about it down here for me. But, Bennett's the guy that everyone's coming to now. 6.5K.
Just made another birdie, I think, too.
Oh, he's 5 under. Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, wait. What just happened here? Punish this guy. Yeah, bogey. There you go.
Bogey finish?
No, just it looks.
Yeah, it was bogey. Yeah, he's 3 under
17-18. That's right.
Yeah.
Poor Bennett. Poor Sam Bennett. The minute people get chirping a little bit and start talking, there you go, right? We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Scoreboard, 3 under. We take it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good day still. I'm having some fun with it. But, I don't know. Does the chat have any other guys they want us to look up down here? I'm trying to see what else.
Mackenzie Hughes is 3 under now. So he made another birdie. He's super cheap. He's somewhere down in this range.
I'm trying to see if there's anybody else. I like some of the guys you called out. Minwoo's having a pretty good day. I definitely don't mind that. We talked about Sergio down at 6,700. Again, a guy that can find his way around. That's the other thing too. Again, like we talk about coming in, hoop, the pressure going into tomorrow, the A-zinger, the pressure going into tomorrow. But it's like there definitely is stuff you got to deal with when you get out on this second round, going into a U.S. Open weekend, trying to get there. Where some of these guys, even right now, that are 3 under, Paul Barjan, for example, way inside the cut line as of now, it takes 2 holes. 3 holes and see you later, right? So, and then when they make the mistakes, a little bit of the sort of the mental mistakes, what ends up happening is it can really compound. And next thing you know, they're making the big mistakes and you're gone. And going back, someone just said Pablo Larrazabal, I think it is, or people say Larrazabal, but I think it's like actually something else. But
yeah, we talked about him yesterday.
You talked about him, yeah. 4 birdies today, 5 bogeys, but yeah, pretty good day for him. Left a couple par 5s out there, so. Larrazabal, yeah. I think, though, it's like when you say it, people are like Larathabal or something. Somehow it turns into that. You have to go look up on YouTube the pronunciation or something. Dylan Wu, what did he do? I know people liked him this week coming in at 6,400.
Yeah.
5 birdies.
He's on some of my best teams. I hope it continues.
Yeah. Gained almost 2.5 with the putter, so we'll have to see. What goes on there? People want to throw some names, though. We'll spend a few minutes on Cantlay. They said what's going on with him. We'll just go back to it. So
he just looked like shit today. I mean, he didn't do anything. Nothing at all. Where is he?
He's got 3, does he actually have 3 holes to play still? Let me double check this.
Spieth is all the way up to 3 over. Cantlay's 3 over.
Cantlay's 3 over right now? Let me see.
Yeah. He's got 2 left. 7. He's got he's through 16.
The setup is not ideal. What is the It's just hard to tell between all the different leaderboards and not watching it right now. I had it up earlier, but I'm trying to see. You said he was 3 over?
Yeah, 3 over.
Okay, 3 over, 2 to play. He's got a 3-footer for birdie right now on, I guess it's hole 8.
Yeah, hole 8, the par 5, yep.
And he's addressing the ball as we speak. So we'll look up Morikawa in the meantime once I see if this drops. I'm assuming. The funniest part is these apps have addressing the ball, and even for Cantlay on here on the app, it takes like 25 seconds for him to hit a 3-foot putt. So birdie for Cantlay, he's back to +2. So he's picking it up at least a little bit, because just looking at it, he made a birdie on 4. So he hasn't made a bogey since 16. So he played 17, 18, and through. At least something there, right? When you see that. So, bringing that into the mix, I think that's fine. And then they said Morikawa. Solid day. Actually, like I said, he left 2 of the par 5s out there, 3 bogeys, 2 birdies, nothing too crazy. A solid stretch on approach of like 7 or 8 out of 9 holes where he gained nothing really that bad. 1 bad hole and still gained overall almost a stroke, and then lost a stroke with the putter. So Koepka can't play worse than he is today, and he's grinding at 1 over. Is that true?
Yeah. Hard to.
He's
hard
playing
to
really bad off
that.
the tee too. Lost almost 2 strokes off the tee, so that is interesting. But he has. I'll pull him up in a second before we get out. He's at 1 over right now. Rahm was pulling it a lot off the. Yeah, Rahm lost.
Oh, he didn't. It was like 1 out of the first 7 fairways. It's a disaster.
Yeah, the chat. We did our guy Go Collect. We did cover Ekro. Just said we'll play him.
Yeah, I'm interested. He's a birdie maker type guy.
Not today, he wasn't, but yeah, he is in general. He made 1 birdie today and 2 bogeys.
Usually
he was solid on approach on the front 9. It was the back 9 that he really lost at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really bad holes. So he's somewhat worrisome, but at +1, it's whatever. Who cares? And then who's the guy that you just said we were going to check in on? There was somebody else. Brooks, look on it. Oh, Theegala. Someone said Theegala is at 4 over now.
Oh boy. Theegala, yeah, man. 4 over, finished. 4 over par.
What did he do?
Fell apart and yeah, must have been doubles or
bogey at the end. Bogey on the 7th. He went 7, 8, 9 to end, and bogey, par, bogey on including the par 5. The other note is maybe you just don't play these guys that say they play 1,000,000 rounds. Rory, leading up to the Masters, I played 81 rounds. See ya. Doesn't even make the cut. Theegala, I've played here 30 times. 4 over. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah. So, bye-bye.
And Theegala, the Showdown King, our guy, Jason. That is
maybe,
the one thing that is true. Let me go pull Theegala's card now that you say that. Man,
it just seems like the volatility. Like he makes birdies and the rounds are all over, but that could just be an eye test.
No, it's true. He just didn't make the birdies today, and he missed a lot of putts that would have been pars. In some cases, would have been birdie, I guess. So it's like today, 1 birdie, 5 bogeys, nothing else. He didn't get out of control, but someone said Spieth not a single, so Spieth got
he made a birdie. He just made one.
Okay, birdie free round, but no, he's on the par 5, so I'm not sure what he did on that one, but
he just birdied, so he's 2 over.
And then the chat talked about Fleetwood too. Let's pull Fleetwood before. Wow, Fleetwood lost 3 strokes with the putter. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really bad holes that he messed up, and 2 birdies still on the day. Left all 3 par 5s out there. What's Fleetwood's price tomorrow? I don't mind going back to something like that for sure. 8,000. Yeah. I got no problem. What's his tee time tomorrow?
He's going later. He'll be afternoon. He was early today.
Yeah, he's early today. He's a guy I would still fit in there to back him up, though. Oh, shoot. Shout out to our girl, DGA. Yeah. Nice to see you. There's some other familiar faces in the chat, too. So, I don't know, Hoop, you got anything else that you want to talk about, man? We can just really got to be careful about how you play those guys that are at the top of the leaderboard. Ricky, Xander, DJ, Rory, Wyndham, like those guys specifically. That a lot of the ownership's going to those guys tomorrow. So you pair them together, you're probably not going to win, or you're going to be splitting with a lot of different people. So, if you set rules and optimizers, maybe 2 max type thing. Yeah, I like that just because whatever. But again, it's like you said, you've talked about it, I've talked about it. It's not who you play, it's how you play them. Just bad in Showdown because you're going to get only so many. There's lots of 2v2s that you can pull off against it, but man. And then our guy here says Finau just missed a 2-footer.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
What is he doing, man?
That hurts.
Would have got to 3 under. Either way, though, he's just doing his thing to get to the 2 feet, and he's still 2 under. It's fine. I got no problem with Finau there. Did Mitchell make another birdie?
Mitchell is no.
Oh no, it's a par 3. Sorry, so that's why I saw it to 2 feet. So
yeah.
Quick leaderboard scroll. See if there's any more final questions. He almost missed the 1-footer. They said.
God, I hate how it looks, man. I hate that heel up or the heel down type thing. I cannot stand that. It just looks dangerous every time he gets up there to putt.
And DJ's going to bogey the last, right? So,
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he put it to unknown, put it to 10 or 11 feet, and then just missed that. Taps home the bogey, so he'll drop to 6 under. Rory, what's he doing? We'll round it out with this. Rory is in the fairway on the last. He made par on the 17th. He is 6 under on the par 4, and he's sitting in the fairway on the last hole. So
nice. Pretty
much looks like that'll be chopped up top there. Everybody else fell back. DJ back to 6. Rory's got a chance to get to 7 here. And then I guess Harmon and Bennett, we already talked about, right? Bennett's done now?
Yeah, Bennett.
3 under. Bennett's done. What about Harmon? 5 under. Harmon just gave one back on the last hole. He missed a 4-footer on the last one.
Wow.
And then put it to 2 feet and then tapped it in. And he is on his last hole to 32 feet for birdie on the green. So,
okay.
I don't know, man. I don't see anything else here. It's a little bit tougher to do it this way. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it still. We like going through it, and this is the best way to do it, or we can just go through. You can ask questions. We can find stuff out, talk some strategy, going through some of that. But for me, I don't have anything else. Hoop, anything you want to add before we get out of here? We'll talk maybe 2 minutes on Ship It Nation, because it is the last call, the official last call, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. Is the founding family offer goes away. So it's your last chance to get in on that. ShipItNation.com. Anything you want to add there, Hoop?
Yeah, I mean, last chance to get in. I mean, a lot of momentum so far, 1 month in. I mean, a lot of people obviously have joined. A lot of people very happy with the product so far. And like we've talked about along the way, I've kind of coined this term, along the way, we have 2 things we're going to do. We're going to improve and add on. And you've already seen it. We've improved the product that we're offering, and we've added on. We added MMA. We brought on our guy Title to join us over here at ShipItNation.com. We added MMA product, which I think is the best in the industry. He does a phenomenal job of tying the fight breakdown to DFS strategy, lineup construction, all that stuff. And we're improving our daily product. Now for baseball, we're covering more FanDuel. At first it was more DK-centric product, brought on G Ryzen to cover FanDuel specifically. So we have FanDuel slate plan, DraftKings slate plan, DraftKings core, FanDuel core. NFL's coming soon. We're going to be adding a best ball product here very soon as well. So it's the time to get in. Right now is the last chance. Obviously, you have a couple more hours to get in and become a founding family member. What does that mean? Well, you're eligible for, we've calculated at least $10,000 in free money or free contest tickets within the first year. And we've already given away a good chunk. Last week I won $50,000 in baseball, gave away $500. Tambo, $500 this week with his Twitter giveaway. So, if you want to be eligible for all these giveaways, you have to get in within the next 2 hours to be considered a founding family member. Just an exciting time over here. And, we're going to continue, like I said, to improve and add on to our product here at Ship It Nation.
Yeah, you said it best. Just adding that stuff. I mean, members were told from the beginning, things that go with Ship It Nation. I'll bring some more to the table, Hoop. One, with Ship It Nation goes communication. And that means transparency. We break it down. We talk to you guys about what's going to happen within the community. We bring it up. Everything we said we're going to do, we've done, and more. And there's been some roadblocks and things that popped up along the way. We've battled through them. We've still made it happen. Everyone's been taken care of, compensated, the giveaways, anything that we said we were going to do, we came through on. We've communicated the changes and what's to come. When new things were offered and brought in, we've done that. The other thing, Ship It Nation, innovation. We're changing it up. We talk about it all the time. There's great sites out there that have great projections and tools. There's great sites out there that have amazing content and experts and people that are on the sites that do that stuff. We're trying to bring it all together. There's great Discords out there. We're trying to innovate and bring the best of every world into one, where it's not just about what our Hoops plays today and what our Tambos plays. We don't sell daily passes. We don't sell weekly passes. Nothing like that. It's like joining up to go to a gym. You're joining up, get in, give it a chance for a month, and go from there. If you believe in us even more than that, we've had tons of people sign up for the annual and join that. But I'm saying the point is there. That's just money savings if you're going to be with us all year, because football is going to be crazy. Last year we crushed it in football. Hoop won the Millie Maker for one. I went to King of the Beach and came 6th. I went to the live final in New Orleans, the Fantasy Football World Championship. We had so many showdown slates. Hoop, you chopped, I think, a Millie Maker showdown slate, which was the joke before you won the actual Millie Maker. And then I had 3 different showdown slates that I ship over 50K on. So it's going to be good. That's just football, though. When you pay this money, you get in for every single sport that we offer and anything we add. He brought up the MMA. And then the last thing that goes with it, I said tambo, innovation, SHIPIT Nation. What was the last thing? Oh, I just forgot it. There's something else. Hoop, what is it?
Well, the Tamboisms, I mean,
You have to bring it, though.
They're hard to keep up with.
Education.
Education. There you go. Yeah,
and the people in the chat now will tell you about the Discord. I know our guy Jason was just there. Join the founding family. It's such a great group. SHIPIT. That's the key. The Discord is not toxic. It's not dedication. My guy Gary Dunn comes in with dedication. I like that one too. Motivation. They're all go in with it. But the main thing about the education side, people ask all the time, it is not filled with 1v1s and this guy versus that guy and all this stuff. You guys know I nip that pretty quickly and say, let's move on. Let's talk about the how. Let's talk about the game theory. Let's do that. Let's actually learn DFS. So I think that's the bigger focus. And then I do want to answer one question because Benet said this, and it is a good question.
Sorry,
People have this. Is there a combo with Solver for initial members? This right now, the Solver, who is our partnership, we're loving it. We're really what people like about it is they're getting into it right now so that they can focus on having it ready for football, which is what everybody wants. But I think it's going to be incredible for Showdown. It has a lot of great things there, like if-then scenarios. If I've got this running back in the captain slot in NFL Showdown, I think he's going to ceiling out and get me 2 touchdowns. That probably hurts the quarterback and the top wide receiver. So you can, if this guy, then that. A lot of optimizers do it. I'm saying theirs looks easy to do it with. But the biggest thing is their price right now. They're in beta, so their price tag is very cheap. You can pay $25 a month for one sport. So if you just want to associate it with baseball and us right now, and you sign up for us for $59 tonight and get the baseball, it's $59 and $25. You're done. If you want the all sports, the $59, it's $59 and $59. It comes in less than $120. Most sites are $170 or more when you combine them. So that comes in at $120. But the Solver also has an option where you can buy 6 months in advance for $239 and get it for down to $39.99 a month. So again, the $59 and the $39, you're less than $100 and you get both. And all of our projections, player projections and ownership projections, when we add them, will be brought right over. Again, we're working on all that stuff. People got to give us a little credit. A month in, we're doing quite a bit, I think, trying to get it as much as possible. We haven't, under-deliver. We've made sure that we don't overpromise. We give you what we're going to say. We keep bringing more things, trickling them in. When we have, pretty soon, we're going to have what we already have, the baseball projections for players. We're going to have the PGA player projections, the MMA player projections, and then ownership projections to go with all of those. All of that will be preloaded in the Solver if you're a SHIPIT Nation member. So they just cross-check the list to see who's on it and bring it all over. So that's the quick way to say there's definitely a deal there. Maybe a long way to say it, but there's definitely a deal there. But you got to get in while the prices match up, and that's how you get the savings and lock in. So anything else, Hoop, before we get out of here, man? We got to get rolling.
Yeah, the last thing is just like the product. It kind of just the goal is to bring everything together. We have the picks and the plays. We have experts that are giving you the guys that they're putting their money behind on a daily basis. We have the projections who, based on some early analysis, have been outperforming other projection sites in the industry. And then we have the analytics too. If you're someone for baseball or any other sport that really likes to dive into the analytical side of things, we have that as well. Bring it all together, and a Discord that is not toxic. It's actually a very nice, friendly environment. There has been no issues so far in the Discord. It's been a very positive environment, and that's going to remain that way moving forward. So the goal is to bring everything together in one place for a cheap price. And I think we've done that, and it's only going to get better. Now is the best time to join. So that's where
we
we're
even
at.
save all the ads and the marketing till the end. So if you didn't want to listen to this, you could just leave. So it's all good. We're nice. We try and do as much as we possibly can. I love those Tamboisms people threw in there. There was inspiration, which I also like because it is inspiring. Going in there, seeing people learn, getting better, going out and putting out big time scores, their first ever 5-figure hit or something like that. There's a lot of that already. Guys winning 100K, just some big time scores. So that's the fun in it. But the biggest thing is DFS is a grind. We talk about it all the time. We all go through it. There's ups and downs. You have to be able to do it. That's why I like the setup that you have it set up where you can be there and, you see what a week of baseball looks like or a week of PGA and move on to the next one. It's not, I didn't win today, so I'm out. It's not the environment that we have at all. So if you're actually serious about getting better, having fun, being around like-minded individuals and around good people that are trying to help others get better, it's the place to be. So SHIPITNation.com, 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight. That's going to do it for this one, though, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night for round 3. Hopefully get a little bit sooner, get a little bit more information out. If we don't, though, we'll probably extend the show, maybe push it another half hour just so we got it. So aim for tomorrow night, maybe around 9:30 Eastern. But we'll have it out. It'll be on mine or Hoop's Twitter. You guys can check us out there if you want to see when the show's coming out. That's going to do it for this one, though, guys. For Hoop, for myself, ToeTagginTambo, let's ship it!